Can you see me
Okay,
okay?
guys, we are live, and I am here with a special guest today. You can introduce yourself, do everything that you need to do, and all that stuff.
Hello, my name is Nathan Solar, and like Christian, I also do videos on the Oscars and in films in general. And then today, I think we're going to be talking about about the
We're gonna talk,
2023 Oscar nominations.
yeah, we're gonna be
Um,
talking about the nominations. That we're gonna be going with in depth with our thoughts and everything. We're gonna go in the order in which they were announced. So yeah, it should be fun. I want to wait for a few more people to join before we actually get into stuff. So yeah, we'll just wait a few minutes. No, we known each other from like Letterboxd and stuff,
yeah.
and Discord and YouTube. So yeah. So yeah, earlier today I made a reaction video to the nominees. I'll link that in the chat. So if you guys want to access that, you guys can do that. Um, some of my reactions were pretty. I freaked out at some of the stuff that happened. We're gonna get into all the big shocks that occurred. You'll know about them if you've seen my reaction video because all of it was said there. But come on, first I have to make sure that the comments are. Oh no, the comments are turned off. I got to turn those on real quick. So I'm gonna. So here's the here the. So there is the link to my video that I made earlier. Um, and right off the bat, we're the Everything Everywhere led nominations with 11 Oscar nominations. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not sure if everyone else knows this, but Everything Everywhere was my favorite movie of 2022, and I
It
was
was one of them.
absolutely ecstatic about it. I haven't released my nomination reactions quite yet. I literally just got home about an hour ago from track practice, and then I just took a quick shower, and now I'm doing this.
You know
Uh,
what's nominated though, right? You know everything that
yeah,
got
I
in.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
I woke up at like 5 o'clock to see what was nominated.
I had to wait 7 hours to see what was nominated because I had school. So yeah.
Honestly, I don't
Thankfully,
understand. Honestly, I'm impressed that you can wait that long because I have very little patience, and I would probably give myself like 15 minutes before I would check the nominations if I had to wait.
last year was the same thing. I had to wait 7 hours, and thankfully, I was able to do it. And all the shocks were like genuine shocks to me, like Judy Dench getting it. I was like, ugh, and Penelope Cruz getting it. I was like, ugh, and Gaga missing, and Denis Villeneuve missing. It was like all of it was like I didn't even know all of that happened. And when I got home, it was just such a genuine surprise to me. Anyway, I
Uh,
think we should start.
alright.
Hold on, share screen, share screen. So the first category we're going to talk about is Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Angela Bassett for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Nate, take it away with your thoughts on this category.
Well, this was my predicted five. I did have an
Sorry.
outs. I wasn't sure if they were going to go for Stephanie Shu or not. I had Dolly De Leon as like a six on the outside because honestly, I could have seen her getting nominated, and I was actually surprised that Triangle could get into picture without her. Uh, and then I'm
Yeah.
really glad that Hong Chao and then Stephanie Shu, well, basically everyone who in this list made it in because I really enjoyed all of their performances. But the only thing is, I would have preferred someone maybe like Janelle Monáe over like Jamie Lee Curtis because Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't that good in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I understand she's a veteran and she's never been nominated.
So with Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's good in the movie. I don't think she's like amazing, but she's good in it. I predicted this 5 as well. I had all these people getting nominated. Um, I was only going to be upset with Curtis's nomination if it was at the expense of Stephanie Hsu. Thankfully, it was not. Stephanie Hsu still made it in. I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness, so I can't really comment on Dolly DeLeon's performance. But I heard she's really good in it. So yeah, Angela Bassett, obviously amazing performance. Carrie Condon, great. I haven't seen The Whale, so I can't comment on Hong Chow, although I thought she was going to get nominated. I do think Angela Bassett's going to win at this point. I mean, she has Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG. Carrie Condon can maybe get BAFTA and get Oscar off of that because of what happened because of Mark Rylance was able to do that. So maybe Carrie Condon can do it, but I think Angela Bassett's really strong. Your thoughts?
I would say Angela Bassett has like a 95% chance at winning this, and then Carrie Condon maybe 5%, but then everyone loves this performance, and I feel like they want to reward Angela Bassett. So I think it will go to Angela Bassett.
Amelia Bell, I think Madeline McGraw should have been nominated instead of Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she was great in The Black Phone, but I don't think it was ever going to happen. So, yeah. Anyway, those are our thoughts on the supporting actress category. Our next category is for best costume design. The nominees are Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Your thoughts on this category?
Okay, so I got 4 out of these 5, and most people were predicting Babylon, Black Panther, Elvis, Miss Harris, and Woman King. I was thinking about snapping Woman King because I I was thinking that Woman King could get shut out, and it did, but I ultimately
Yeah.
just stuck with it, and it got snubbed for Everything Everywhere. Now, I I'm I'm honestly very surprised, but this is a wonderful surprise for that Everything Everywhere got it because the costumes are amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
all the costumes that Jobu Tupaki was wearing, I think it's a really well deserved nomination, and I'm glad that this got nominated over like something like Amsterdam or something.
Yeah, I'm glad Amsterdam didn't show up anywhere because that movie's terrible. But I'm glad. I think Babylon. I haven't seen Babylon. For what I'm seeing from the trailers, the costumes look really good. Miss Harris Goes to Paris as well. Costume looks really good. Costumes look really good. Also, was Jenny Bevan. I knew they weren't going to snub that, especially because they had Costumes Guild and BAFTA. Black Panther, Elvis, Babylon all felt obvious, and then Everything Everywhere got a Critics' Choice nomination, which was cool. I think the costumes in that movie are really cool. I do think this is really Black Panther versus Elvis at this point, and I do think it could be a very close race. I'm leaning towards Black Panther at the moment, but it could be Elvis maybe.
Yeah, I feel like Elvis could take it, but then I don't know. I have a feeling that Black Panther is going to take it. I don't think Babylon's going to take it. I think Black Panther. It's between Black Panther and Elvis, but we'll see. I feel like it'll be Black Panther because I love those costumes in the movie, and
Yeah, Black Panther had really good costumes. I think I think that'd be what my pick for what should win in the category.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
The Bat-
I would if it was up to me, I would also give it to Black Panther as well.
the Batman deserved a nomination for costumes. Yeah, I think the costumes in that movie were very good. As, not may definitely close to being my top 5 for sure. Anyway, I think that covers it for costumes. We're going to move on to best sound. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick. Take it away with your thoughts.
Okay, so I'm not sure about everyone else, but to me, this was like the easy 5. I
Yeah.
really would have liked to see Everything Everywhere maybe take it over something like Elvis, but I'm okay with this 5 because I mean Everything Everywhere got like 11 nominations, and I was just really glad to see the Batman get some stuff other than like visual effects and makeup.
Yeah, I'm glad the Batman made it in here because the sound in that movie is absolutely incredible. All Quiet obviously has outstanding sound. Top Gun: Maverick, amazing sound. Avatar had really good sound as well, and then Elvis is Elvis, and it was obviously going to get this nomination. Um, I can
Now,
access Twitter, but I don't have an account. So yeah. No, All Quiet's not the first foreign film to get this nomination. Roma got nominated for both Sound Awards when that was getting nominated for awards.
now, do you think that there's a small chance that All Quiet could somehow win over against like Top Gun Maverick?
No, I think All Quiet needed an editing nomination and it didn't get it. So I think Top Gun Maverick's probably just gonna win this category. Maybe there's like a tiny chance, but I think Top Gun Maverick is the clear frontrunner here. And also, yeah, I also did get 5 out of 5 in this category. A lot of people are going with I think this might be the 5 out of 5. That and supporting actress are the 5. I'm happy with all 4 5 out of 5s I got. But this one, everyone was going. Most people were going with Everything Everywhere, and I was like, Batman's really strong, and there we go. The Batman got in, so I'm happy that made it. I'm still
I
bummed
really
that no. Oh, hold on, you can talk.
I really wanted to predict Everything Everywhere, but then I just had a gut feeling because the Batman has such incredible sound. I'm just saying, well, Everything Everywhere also has amazing sound, but I felt like they were going to go for the Batman.
Yeah, the Batman felt more like an Oscar pick than Everything Everywhere did. I think it's interesting how Everything Everywhere like overperformed with nominations, got like a ton of additional nominations, and it still missed this one. And also missed production design, which we're gonna get to. Those are the only 2 we really missed. It got everything else really. Still bummed that Nope didn't even make the short list, but I think that would have been a worthy nomination if that was shortlisted, but it wasn't. So, hello, Mitchell. Anyway, I think that. Oh, you can talk. Hold on.
No, you can go.
All right, okay. We're moving on to the best original score category. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans. Take it away with your thoughts.
Okay, I went 3 for 5 out of this category. I got Babylon, I got Banshees, and I got All Quiet. Now, I had a gut feeling that Women Talking would miss because I was afraid that it might get goose egg. And then I had a small feeling that Dupont might get snubbed for the 3rd year in a row. And I guess he did. And then I'm not very happy. I watched the Fablemans and I was like, the Williams score doesn't stand out to me that much. And personally, I wouldn't nominate it, but I guess they nominated it. And then honestly, I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once, the score for that, I think it's underrated. I had this at like number 8. I did not think they would go for it, but I guess they did.
Yeah. I think I'll watch Babylon eventually. I can't. I haven't watched it yet, but I hope to watch it soon. Fire of Love was actually not shortlisted for score, so that couldn't have gotten in. Yeah, Voodoo Mama, like that should be the reason why Babylon's winning score, and I think Babylon is gonna take it, unless Banshees wins or something. Maybe Babylon might be a little bit too weak to win 2 out of the 3 Oscars it's nominated for, but I don't really think it's the case because Babylon's score is just such an amazing score. So I think that might be the winner. Women Talking getting snubbed. When this happened, I immediately thought that Women Talking was going to get 0 nominations, but thankfully, that didn't happen. I haven't seen Women Talking, so I can't really comment on if it's good or not. But I think but I thought that was going to get goose egged as soon as the score snub happened. So, thankfully, but it didn't. So yeah. Pinocchio, Despot. This is the 3rd year in a row that they've snubbed him. I'm starting to think that they don't really like to nominate him anymore because he was snubbed 3 years in a row. I actually don't understand why he was snubbed for this because I think the Pinocchio score is really good. The Fablemans, I think Fablemans has a good score. It's not one of John Williams' most notable, but I think it's good. I'm a sucker for piano, so I think it's a pretty good score. Banshees, obviously great score. Babylon, amazing score. All Quiet, great score. And Everything Ever, a great surprise in this category. Are you not allowed to see it in a theater? I might see it in a theater. I'm just not sure. I might wait until it's on Paramount on VOD or something, which might be soon, maybe. the Batman not being shortlisted is actually a crime, because that's like one of my two favorite scores of the entire year. What do you think
Juror's
is
here.
going to? Oh, what
Oh, Juror's here.
is this juror? Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is Juror.
What do you think is going to be winning best score? What do you think is going to be the winner here?
I feel like it's really easy, Babylon, because if Women Talking was nominated, that would be an easy number 2, and then Pinocchio, that would be like an easy number 3. I know Juror wants Banshees to win, but I think Babylon will take it. And yes, it did get nominated for Best Picture, but let
Yeah.
me remind you that Ma Rainey got snubbed from Best Picture, and it won 2 techs.
Ma Rainey also got like 5 nominations without Best Picture, so yeah, that was very interesting. But yeah, Babylon, I think that's gonna win. That won the Golden Globe. It really lost Critics' Choice to Tar, but that's not nominated. And then I have a weird feeling that Babylon, I have a weird feeling that Banshees could win BAFTA in a weird way, and then it'll just become really ambiguous. But if Babylon takes BAFTA, then it'll just be really easy. If I So yeah, I think we're moving on. Next is adapted screenplay. The nominees for best adapted screenplay are All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I think I'll start here. I do want to say that I'm glad that I called that She Said was not going to get in here. I was not confident in not predicting She Said, but I had it missing because I thought I was a little more confident in Living, and I wasn't going to take out Glass Onion, All Quiet, Women Talking, or The Whale. The Whale missed, but the other 3 didn't. So, yeah, what do you think about this category?
Okay, so my number 1 pick, which was The Whale, got snubbed, and I was like, "Oh, wait, what?" And then when I was, like, watching the nominations and Top Gun was, announced, I was like, "Okay, goodbye, Women Talking," but then Women Talking shows up, and then I I I can't process it. I mean, I couldn't think, and then before, like, the nominations, I was thinking, "Okay, what's not safe? All Quiet, that's vulnerable." Because it's a war movie and they typically don't nominate war movies. And then Glass Onion, we don't that missed BAFTA, and then what? And then it missed something else. And then Women Talking has just been slipping in general, and I wasn't too sold on Living because I wasn't sure if that just got in at other places out of pure luck. But I guess The Whale and She Said got snubbed, and then Top Gun Maverick somehow made it in. And then wasn't there like something that The Whale, Living, and She Said got like all 3 of them, and
Yeah.
then The Whale and She Said missed the Oscar,
Well, The
which is
Whale didn't get
something.
all 3 of them because that missed USC scripter, so
Oh,
didn't get all 3. But She Said got all 3, and that missed. Last movie I saw in 3D was Avatar: The Way of Water. Sorry, I just had to bring that up. Yeah, we got 80%, I guess. I think
okay.
to be honest, I might be alone in saying this, but I really do think this category is a no-brainer at this point of what's winning. I just think it's gonna be Women Talking.
Yeah,
But the
definitely.
fact that The Whale's not even here and Glass Onion is not in Best Picture, and then All Quiet and Top Gun Maverick don't really feel like conventional screenplay winners. I just think Women Talking is gonna get it.
I mean, All Quiet has a a chance, but I'm not sure if they love the screenplay that much to award it. And then I mean, Critics' Choice went to Sarah Polley. She got nominated for a Golden Globe. I mean, I feel like this is pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe She Said is basically the what we can compare to Gone Girl, because Gone Girl got the 3 nominations as well, and that missed. Anyway, I think that's it for adapted screenplay. Now we're going to move on to best original screenplay. The nominees are The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Ever All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness. Come on, this was like
This was
easy
easy.
5. Yeah. I don't know a single person who didn't predict this 5. Maybe there are a few people that still tried to hold on to After Sun, but that didn't prevail.
I thought about it, but then I was like, oh no, these 5 are getting in. These 5 are getting in. I would have really liked to see the menu maybe pop up, but then that hasn't been getting in anywhere. So, but honestly, I like these five, and I like all. I mean, I gave 5 out of 5 to like everything in this category in terms of their movies, except Triangle of Sadness. But I like Triangle of Sadness a lot, though.
Bye, Juror. He's
Hi,
gone.
Juror.
But yeah, I heard a few people think. I heard like two people think that the Failmans could miss, like kind of how Mank missed. But then I thought like Failmans is a little bit of a stronger contender than Mank was, so I don't really think that made sense. I tried to predict After Sun after that got a Critics' Choice nomination because like yeah, BAFTA's probably gonna do this, and then might as well throw that in. I had it over Triangle of Sadness, but then it didn't get BAFTA, and then Triangle of Sadness got BAFTA, and like this five's really easy, and that five got in. I do think this is a 2-horse race between Everything Everywhere and the Banshees. Banshees won Golden Globe. Everything Everywhere won Critics' Choice. I think Everything Everywhere is going to win WGA, and I think Banshees is going to win BAFTA. And this is very similar to Get Out versus Three Billboards. Three Billboards won the Globe and the BAFTA. Get Out won Critics' Choice and WGA, and that Get Out prevailed at the Oscars. So I think if that kind of plays out, I think Everything Everywhere is going to win this award. But Banshees has a good shot, a really good shot as well. Your thoughts?
And then do you okay, I'm not sure what to predict here, but we know that's between Banshees and Everything Everywhere for the award. I mean, I feel like they would want to uh, give Banshees something, but I'm starting to think if they're just going to award Feral and then that's all it's going to take. But for right now, I'm just going to stick with Banshees because I don't think Everything Everywhere is going to take every single thing, which is why I am just predicting it to get like director, picture, supporting actor, and editing.
Yeah, I think Everything Ever is probably gonna win like 4 Oscars. I don't think it's gonna win like 6 or something or anything. But it's not impossible that could win 6. I'm not sure if it's gonna win editing because it didn't get a sound nomination, but we're gonna get to that when we get to that. So yeah. Now our next category is live action short. We'll talk about this, sure. And nominees were An Irish Goodbye, Ivalu, Lee Pupil, which is on Disney Plus, by the way, and Alfonso Cuarón was a producer. Night Ride, and then The Red Suitcase. I got 3 out of 5 in this category. I predicted Irish Goodbye, Lee Pupil, and The Red Suitcase. The other two haven't heard of. Your thoughts on this category? Do you have any real thoughts?
I also got 3 out of 5 on this. I also predicted An Irish Goodbye, Le Pupille, The Red Suitcase, and then everyone. I really didn't want to predict Warsha, but I saw everyone else predicting it, so I was like, okay, I'll just throw it on, and then uh, I just threw on The Treatment because I felt like it was going to get in, but I'm really bad at like the hearing when it comes to shorts.
I'm not really invested in these categories. I pretty much just pick what the Oscar expert is going with, and then I just go along with it. And we both got 3 out of 5. So yeah. What do I think is gonna win? I think it's probably gonna be Le Pupil. I mean, it's Disney Plus. Alfonso Cuarón is attached. I think maybe that could win. Maybe An Irish Goodbye could upset, but yeah, I think Le Pupil, I guess, is the safe pick right now.
Yeah, I'm also leaning towards La Pupille because I mean it's Alfonso Cuarón, and then they love Alfonso Cuarón. They gave him Best Director like 2 times in a decade, and I mean, is An Irish Goodbye? I'm not. I haven't watched it yet, but then I feel like La Pupille will take this.
Yeah. Now we're going on to another short category, but with the best animated short. The nominees are The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake, and I Think I Believe It. I got 4 out of 5 here. Pretty good. The only one I didn't get was My Year of Dicks. I had New Moon in there instead. New Moon was the biggest snub here. It was Coleman Domingo. So I thought it should have been a shoo-in for a nomination, but it wasn't. Also, Save Ralph didn't get nominated, which is Taika Waititi short. I didn't think it was gonna get in, but I thought it was really good. So the snub is not really great. I haven't heard of any of these other films. What do you think about this category?
So I got 3 out of 5 here. I predicted New Moon, which missed. The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, and Passenger. And then I predicted Passenger because it feels like a name they would like call out. But the thing that screwed me over was that I really didn't think that they would nominate like such bizarre titles, and then I couldn't like imagine them saying, "An ostrich told me that the world is fake, and I think I believe it." I guess it did get nominated. I haven't released my reactions video yet, but then New Moon, that has to be in like my top 3 of like my least favorite snubs of the day because I really wanted Coleman Domingo to get this, but I mean he'll probably get nominated for Rustin, but we'll see.
My Year of Dicks. When that name was announced, people started laughing. Like the people in the audience were laughing. That was very interesting. And despite that being the one film I didn't predict, I actually think that film might win. Kind of like Windshield Wiper beating Robin Robin. I think the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse is like the safe pick. I guess it's number one on Gold Derby. But I'm not sure if it's like too kiddie or not. I think Robin Robin might have been a little bit too kiddie, and they were like, we want to go for something more adult, so they went with the Windshield Wiper. I feel the same thing could happen with My Year of Dicks, potentially beating the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. Your thoughts?
So are you predicting my Year of Dicks?
Yeah. Going a little bit
I'm
crazy, cuckoo here, but
I'm really bad at predicting shorts, but for some reason I feel like Ice Merchants could take it because I've heard a lot of really good things about Ice Merchants, but it's just a gut feeling.
yeah. Moving on. Okay, another big one. Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fablemans, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huy Quan for Everything Ever All at Once. Right off the bat, I just want to say that I feel really bad for Paul Dano. Like, he still remains a non-Oscar nominee. And Judd Hirsch took him over the last minute, kind of like how Judi Dench leapfrogged over Katrina Balfe, but this is a little bit of a smaller scale because Judd Hirsch had a nomination with Critics' Choice, and Paul Dano had 2 precursors instead of having just everything. Also, Eddie Redmayne did not get nominated. I always felt that would have been a snub, but I predicted him because he got Globe, SAG, and BAFTA. Yeah, I heard Brian Tyree Henry was very good at Causeway. I definitely have to watch that one. Anyway, everything else here was obvious. Brendan Gleeson, Barry Keoghan, Ke Huy Quan, obvious. Ke Huy Quan's going to win. I can't even resist saying that. What do you think about this category?
Okay, so you haven't watched Causeway, but I watched Causeway and I was like, oh my gosh, Brian Tyree Henry is incredible, and I can't remember, but I think he's in my like top 2. He's my second favorite performance of 2022 behind Ke Huy Quan. And I was ecstatic when he got nominated for this. But then Paul Dano, oh my gosh, he should have gotten nominated for There Will Be Blood, but I
Yeah.
mean he got snubbed, and he got snubbed once again for The Fablemans. I mean this has to be like my second least favorite snub of the day. I'll tell you what my least favorite snub of today was
Let me get to
later,
that category.
but I was predicting the SAG-5, but on the inside, I felt like they weren't going to nominate Eddie Redmayne, and I thought about putting in Brian Tyree Henry, but then a lot of people were telling me no, it won't happen, so I just kept Redmayne on here, and I guess he got nominated, which I'm really happy about.
I think this guy's comparing Eddie Redmayne to Jared Leto. Jared Leto's performance was trash. I haven't seen The Good Nurse, so I can't say if Eddie Redmayne's performance was bad, but I actually heard he was pretty good in it, so maybe he's not bad, but I do think this lineup from the films I've seen, of course, which is 4 out of 5 of these, I think is pretty good. I think Judd Hirsch was only in one scene of The Fablemans, but he was really good in that one scene. Of course, Brendan Gleeson, Barry Keoghan were both incredible, and Ke Huy Quan. Like, if anyone takes it from him, it's just like it's gonna be pure chaos because he's like clearly gonna win this award. Your thoughts? Who do you think is gonna win?
I mean, Kiwi Kwan, come on.
Yeah,
I would say it's like 99.9999999 guarantee that he's going to take it.
yeah, it's
And
one of the
then,
biggest locks.
yeah, and honestly, I didn't think that Jed Hirsch would make it because they snubbed Bradley Cooper last year. But then thinking back, I think he didn't get nominated because MGM's campaign for Licorice Pizza was absolute trash.
MGM's
Uh,
really not good at campaigning. They only apparently they only got 2 nominations today, and it was both of them were for women talking.
oh yeah, because still didn't get anything.
Yeah. Oaks Fegley and Ty Simpkins were my least favorite snubs. Oaks Fegley was good in the films, but his role wasn't that big. Same thing with Ty Simpkins for The Whale. I haven't seen The Whale, but apparently I don't think his role is that big in that movie. Stephanie Shu getting in Bright in My Day. Yeah, I'm happy that she
Yeah,
got in.
yeah. She was my favorite surprise. Well, it wasn't a surprise since I was predicting her, but she was my favorite nomination of today.
Yeah, I think we pretty much talked about everything at supporting actor. Also, I want to mention that Brad Pitt didn't get nominated. I think there were maybe a few people who were trying to hold on to him, but I knew they probably weren't going to do it. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything. Now we're moving on to the best original song category. Applause from the nominees are Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Diane Warren, of course. Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Not To from RRR. And This Is the Life from Everything Ever All at Once. I'm really happy that This Is the Life made it in because I love that song. Hold My Hand, Lift Me Up, Not To, obviously incredible. Applause is not a good song. It's not that good of a song in my opinion, but it was Diane Warren. Of course, they were going to do it. Both Chow Papa and Carolina missed, despite getting in both Globe and Critics' Choice. I didn't predict Carolina. I predicted Chow Papa, and that missed. Also, Dustin Ash didn't get nominated. J. Ralph. He doesn't get nominated all the time. So yeah. I just watched the regular version. Usually the English version isn't as good. Yeah, This Is Life is a great song. I'm happy that made it in. Your thoughts, Nate?
So I got 4 out of 5 because I was predicting Chow Papa like everyone else, even though I didn't feel like it was the right choice. And I'm really happy that This Is a Life made it on here. And then I was thinking that Dustin Ash could make it on here because I remember you mentioned that J. Ralph got nominated a lot about 2 weeks ago, but I kept it on the outside as a 6. And then and then talking about wins, Not to, it got the Globe, it got the Critics' Choice Award. It's getting the Oscar.
Yeah, of course. Not is definitely going to win the Oscar. Dustin Ash, I thought it was a possibility because J. Ralph, they nominated him randomly two or three times. But Dustin Ash was like literally the voice of Dustin Ash was like a non-existent movie. I haven't heard anything about the movie. Yeah, Everything Ever had a great score. But yeah, Not To is definitely going to win. I would say runner up, if there is one, is probably Lift Me Up, maybe Hold My Hand, but Not To, it's definitely going to go to that one. I think we also Carolina. The Taylor Swift stands are probably very upset right now because Carolina didn't get nominated, but I didn't think it was going to. Anyway, we're gonna move on to our next category, which is for best documentary feature film, which was shockingly predictable. The nominees are All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny. You take it away with this one. You go first.
Okay, so I am really bad when it comes to trying to predict like snubs, like especially in like documentary or international. And I really thought The Territory was going to get in. So, and they're both National Geographic. That and Fire of Love are both National Geographic. So I predicted Fire of Love to get snubbed, but I guess that was not the case. And Descendant was snubbed for like a house made of splinters. And then if we're talking about who's winning, I feel like it has to be All the Beauty and the Bloodshed.
I think it's gonna be that or Fire of Love. It's definitely
Yeah.
between those two. No, yeah, Moon Age Daydream should have gotten in. It was that movie was phenomenal. But it lasted. I knew they weren't gonna do it because I think it was too experimental for the Academy. Descendant, I also thought was gonna get in because it was Netflix and Higher Ground Productions, which is the Obama's company. They didn't get in. I got 4 out of 5 though. I stuck with all the top 4, and then I just had Descendant in there over a House Made of Splinters. I do think I'm leaning towards All the Beauty and the Bloodshed getting the win at this point. Fire of Love, maybe. Usually, documentary feature is not 100% an easy category to predict because usually they snub the frontrunner all the time. Last year, documentary was very predictable because Summer of Soul made it in, and once it got in, it was like, yeah, that's definitely gonna win. But now we have like none of the front runners missed. So I think this category is a little bit more tricky because not all of them. Usually it's tricky because usually none of the front runners are there, but this year it's tricky for the opposite reason. I think All the Beauty and the Bloodshed is the safe pick though. Moonage Daydream for best sound though, great pick. Would have been a good pick as well. Editing in particular, I thought the editing was very good. Any more thoughts for documentary?
No, I think we should move on to documentary short subject or whatever.
Yeah, documentary short subject is next. The nominees are The Elephant Whisperers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, and Stranger at the Gate. I only got 2 out of 5. This is the worst category that I got. The only 2 I got were The Elephant Whisperers and Haul Out. Haul Out was actually when I got that on Gold Derby, when I started predicting, I was 1 in 100. Thankfully, I got those odds and it got nominated, but I didn't do that well in the category. 38 at the Garden didn't make it. I think one of the guys who won for Two Distant Strangers in the live action short category was behind that movie, or one of the producers or something. Thoughts on what do you think about this category?
Okay, so you said you got 2 out of 5. I got 1 out of 5, and this is the second year in a row where I've gotten 1 out of 5 in a short category. Last year was a live action short, and this year the only one that I predicted right was The Elephant Whisperers. And then I was also predicting The Flag Makers, 38 at the Garden, Holding Moses, and Nuisance Spirit, but none of them got in. Fallout, I was thinking it could have a chance, but then it was at number 6, and I didn't put it on.
Yeah, I always get the shorts wrong. I never usually right. Thankfully, I got 4 out of 5. I got a 4 out of 5 in animated short, a 3 out of 5 in live action, and then a 2 out of 5 here. I do think The Elephant Whisperers feels like the safe front runner, so I'm just gonna go with it. Maybe there can be an upset from Stranger at the Gate, or maybe How Do You Measure a Year or Hollow. Apparently, How Do You Measure a Year was like about like one guy like getting followed like his entire life, like throughout his entire life, kind of similar to like Boyhood maybe, but I haven't seen it, so I can't really say.
What do you think will win?
Elephant Whisperers.
Yeah, I do think that it will be Elephant Whisperers too, because that was the only one out of my 5 that I was predicting that actually got nominated. So I do think it'll go to that. If not, maybe Haul Out, but I'm leaning towards Elephant Whisperers.
Oh, I think I forgot to ask you. What do you think is winning animated short? I think I forgot to ask you that earlier.
Animated short? No. Oh no. I believe I gave you my answer. I said Ice Merchants.
Oh, you said, oh yeah, you did say Ice Merchants. Okay, yeah, you did. Next category, best international feature film, which had one of the most shocking snubs in the entire morning. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front from Germany, which is obviously going to win. Argentina 1985 from Argentina. Close from Belgium. EO from Poland, and The Quiet Girl from Ireland. You mentioned you talk about the snub. You bring up what did not get in because it's insane.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what's missing, the claimed mystery drama by Park Chan-wook, which is called Decision to Leave, got snubbed.
Yeah,
and
insane.
I actually was thinking about if it could get snubbed because yesterday in my predictions video, I did mention how the Academy really hates mystery movies, and I wondered if they could snub it, and I guess they did for a donkey movie instead, which was really surprising.
Apparently, EO's like really weird as well. Also, Bardo didn't get in despite that getting another nomination, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Argentina 1985 was obvious. That won the Golden Globe, of course. Quiet Girl was going to get in. All Quiet on the West Front. Like, is this even a discussion? This is obviously going to be the winner here.
I mean, it's it's as locked as Avatar getting VFX.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Decision to Leave, like that was such a weird snub. Yeah, I heard Bardo wasn't that good. I might watch it, might not. Petit Maman wasn't eligible. I think France submitted Saint Omer, and then Fire of Love wasn't eligible either. What do you think is going to be winning this category?
All Quiet because they got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
I did think that Close could slip because it's A24, but I guess it managed to hang on while Decision to Leave just like dropped.
Yeah. Decision to Leave snub is so interesting though. Usually there's always a big snub though. Like Hero last year, the year before that they snubbed two of us, and La Llorona. The year before that they snubbed Atlantics, which was widely predicted to get nominated. Yeah, they snub weird things sometimes in this category. Next category, best animated feature film. The nominees are Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, the only nomination for that movie. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, great, very good pick, and Turning Red. You take it away with your thoughts on this category, on what was nominated.
So I got the top four, and then yesterday I was
everybody.
thinking, what if The Sea Beast made it in? But I was like, no, that released way too long ago, and people aren't going to remember it. And hot take, I don't like The Sea Beast, and I feel like it's sort of a ripoff of How to Train Your Dragon. And I had it down at like number 9, and I thought something like My Father's Dragon or The Bad Guys would have a better shot at getting nominated. But
I thought My Father's Dragon was dead. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Like,
I mean,
you keep talking.
Well, but I mean, the Sea Beast just like rose out of the ocean. Oh, hi, film fan. The Sea Beast just bursted out of the ocean, and I was like, it just ate up like Wendell and Wild, and it just took its spot.
Wendell Wild snub isn't that like egregious to me because I don't think it's an amazing movie. I think it was just good. I'm not that dissatisfied by like you're not getting in because it was pretty mid.
Yeah, it was.
And then Strange World was just trash, and that was obviously not going to
I
get in.
hated Strange World.
No, Minions: Rise of Gru got a PGA nomination, so that got in. Bad Guys didn't get anything, which I actually don't get because Bad Guys is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's obvious. No, before we get to what I think is gonna win, I did hear Karsten Runquist. I don't know if you watch him. He made a video going over the nominations, and one person in the comment section said Pinocchio getting just this nomination while it was in contention for other nominations is proof that the Academy just treats animation like as its own thing and nothing more. And I kind of agree that the Oscars have kind of been disrespecting animation, especially at the Oscar ceremony, where we had the presenters literally saying animation is just for kids and adults have to suffer through the animated movies. Yeah, I'm sure kids loved Flea and Anomalisa and the other adult animated movies that have gotten nominated.
I mean, Marcel the Shell, it's not just a movie for kids. It can connect to adults as well.
Pinocchio is definitely not just for kids. Pinocchio is very like deep and mature. Yeah. They're probably not going to get animated characters to present, but we should get someone to bring like Pinocchio on strings and have him present. That would be amazing. Oh, Marcel presenting would be amazing too.
You know who else would be amazing? If they somehow got Marmaduke to come up and present like the award for best animated feature.
I think 2022 was pretty bad for Disney. Thor: Love and Thunder, which is also like Disney, that was bad. Doctor Strange 2 was mid. I mean, the two movies, they got Avatar out, which I thought was great, and then they got Turning Red, which was good. I think their best like Disney movie period this year was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So, if I'm not leaving anything out. Anyway, I do think it's pretty clear what's going to be winning this Oscar, even though it got snubbed in other categories. It's going to be Pinocchio. Like, pretty much no competition there. One of the biggest locks of the night, I would say. What do you think about this category? What do you think is going to win?
Yeah, Pinocchio. Pinocchio. If
Yeah.
not, I would want Marcel the Shell with Shoes on or Puss in Boots to win, but then
Yeah.
it's going to be Pinocchio. I mean,
Mhm.
for a while we actually predicted, some of us actually predicted it to get nominated for Best Picture, and then it slipped after like a week or something. But
Yeah.
it's going to win.
I'm not sure if I would have nominated Pinocchio for best song, but definitely best score. I would have nominated it there.
Oh yeah, the score for Pinocchio was pretty memorable.
I think we pretty much covered everything in animated short. Let's move on to best makeup and hairstyling. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale. Black Panther making it while the first one didn't was an interesting pick. I'm not mad at it at all. So yeah.
Oh
Amsterdam
no,
didn't make it. Oh,
oh
you,
no, I really like the makeup and hairstyling. Okay, back to you.
I think it's a very good category. I mean, All Quiet, great nominee. The Whale, what they did to Brendan Fraser, like outstanding work. Elvis, what they did to Tom Hanks was a little bit weird, but like good at the same time. And then the Batman might be like my personal winner here. What they did to Colin Farrell was insane with that movie. None of the big like prosthetic like random movies got in. No Amsterdam, no Crimes of the Future. Blonde didn't even make it, and Blonde doesn't really have prosthetics, but that didn't make it. Um, I do think this is a race between The Whale and Elvis, and I might be leaning towards Elvis because. Wait, no, actually, no. Before we get to the winners, you talk about the what you thought of the nominees.
Okay, I had a really hard time picking the fifth spot because I was between Blonde, Amsterdam, and Crimes of the Future. Originally, I had Crimes of the Future as my number five because I thought they would really like prosthetics, but it's weird prosthetics, and everyone was telling me they're not going to do it. And then ultimately, I went with Blonde because I was predicting Ana de Armas to get nominated, and she did. And I thought that the makeup would just get nominated like Tammy Faye did. Uh, and actually, I think that the race is between Elvis, the Whale, and the Batman because we shouldn't count out the Batman.
Honestly, no,
I
not
mean,
really.
Elvis
Shouldn't
and
count that.
the Whale, they're like more Austrian movies, but um, I mean, I would like to see the Batman take it, even though the Whale or Elvis has a better shot.
Wait, did they actually nominate a 12-year-old at the
Yeah,
Razzies?
Ryan Kira Armstrong, who played like the little girl in Firestarter,
Oh,
and
that's
honestly,
stupid. Why are they nominating kids for Razzies?
I mean, didn't they nominate Maddie Ziegler? They awarded Maddie Ziegler like a
Oh yeah.
Razzie for music a few years ago.
I do think Elvis might win this one because I think it will pair with what's gonna win Best Actor, and I'm not 100% sure if Fraser's gonna win Best Actor. Before nominations, I was pretty convinced that Brendan Fraser was gonna win the Oscar, but now that The Whale's not even in Best Picture, I'm not 100% sure if he's gonna win, and I'm not sure if it's gonna get that nice makeup and actor package. Maybe he could still win makeup without Brendan Fraser winning, but I think I'm leaning slightly towards Elvis at this point.
Right now, I feel like this is for me. This is one of the harder categories to predict. Right now, I'm going to predict the Whale for right now, even though I don't have Brendan Fraser winning. I don't know. I'm still having a hard time. Elvis is catching up here, but we'll have to see who wins at the guilds and like BAFTA to see who they'll award it to.
Feeling BAFTA might go with Elvis. That's my wild prediction. But we'll see what BAFTA goes with. They could go for the Whale or anything, really. I mean, they did. I mean, they did like the Whale, so not impossible. Anyway, we're gonna move on to best production design. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fablemans. I did predict this exact five. This was the five I was predicting. No. You talk about what you thought of the nominees.
Honestly, I'm really mad at myself because I had Fablemans like since a very big beginning in like production design all the way up to like about a week ago because I wasn't sure if Banshees um, was going to overperform today like Power of the Dog did. So I was predicting that as the number five, but they went with like the expected five, and I should have seen it coming.
I wouldn't say they hated the Batman. I mean, they nominated
Yeah,
it for three
they can
categories.
hate it.
I mean, there was a snub that we're gonna get to that the Batman was not. There was a category that the Batman wasn't in that made me really upset. We're gonna get to that category when we get there, but yeah. What do we think is gonna be winning? I think it might just be Babylon because that just won
Yeah.
Critics' Choice.
Mm-hmm.
And Critics' Choice, they correlate very closely with this category. I mean, I think the last time they did pretty good was like in 2012 or something. So, next, hold on.
Sorry. I mean, Babylon didn't get a Best Picture nomination, but a couple of years ago they gave production design to Mank, and I feel like they would give it to another Hollywood movie.
They love Hollywood movies. Mank, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, La La Land, Great Gatsby won. This might be comparable to that winning production design. That won costumes as well, but I don't think Babylon's gonna win costumes. But I think I think it's gonna get production design. I actually looked on Next Best Picture. They think Elvis is gonna win production design. They think Elvis is gonna win 4 Academy Awards. Maybe it could, but I'm not 100% sold, especially because Babylon's production design, from what I've seen in the trailers, is just so insane. I'm not sure if it's going to beat it in that category. I think we pretty much talked about production design. Let's move on to Best Film Editing. The nominees are The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. You start with this category.
I mean, Everything Everywhere, Top Gun, Elvis. We all knew those 3 were going to get in. Banshees, last minute, I saw a bunch of people taking it off, and I was like, no way. I mean, this editor won an Oscar for Sound Metal, and it just feels like a Power of the Dog pick, so I stuck with that. I missed the 5th spot, which was All Quiet on the Western Front, because I did some research. Usually, war movies get an editing and a director's nomination, which surprisingly, All Quiet didn't get either of those. So I was very surprised by that. And Avatar, maybe because, but I'm not sure if the runtime maybe made voters have a hard time voting for it. And in Babylon, I wasn't sure if it was going to get nominated because the Babylon editing is insane, and I'm not sure if they would want to
Don't Look Up still got
nominated for the editing. But Tar made it in, which is kind of surprising. But I actually really like the editing in Tar, so I'm not too mad.
I actually agree. Moon Age Daydream should have been nominated. Would have loved that pick. Decision Leave, I heard that has really great editing as well. We're gonna get to this category when we get to this category, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. Yeah, Amsterdam was garbage. And yeah, what a waste of a great cast. Hello. Thanks for that compliment. Anyway, let's talk about what we think is winning. I think I'll go first with what I think is gonna win. Yeah. I think it might just be Top Gun Maverick, because Everything Ever didn't get a sound nomination. If that got a sound nomination, I'd be a little more confident that this would be winning editing. But because Top Gun has a sound nomination, that's probably gonna win sound. I think it's probably just gonna win editing. Usually, the past few years, sound and editing have correlated with the winners. That stat almost broke last year, but it didn't. Dune still won, so I think Top Gun Maverick's gonna win. What do you think is gonna win this category?
So I'm curious, how long has that statistic, the sound and editing win, how long has that been in effect?
I have to see it. I think I'm a little bit. I think I'm confident that the stats started after The Departed, but I think I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
No, hold on. I think it started with The Departed. I think The Departed won editing, but that lost sound, and I think that was the last sound winner to The last winner to win editing without sound win was The Departed.
Well, I still think Everything Everywhere is going to take this, one, because it got the most nominations today, and two, there's part of the reason why Everything Everywhere is such a great movie is like the editing. It flows so well, and I feel like it might just take it.
Um, everything ever could win. I think that could win. I have a feeling Top Gun Maverick is gonna get like the Ford v Ferrari package though, and just win sound and editing. So yeah, I'm going with Top Gun for now, but I think that won BAFTA. I think both of them are gonna win at the Eddies because they're gonna be split, and they're
Mm.
gonna everything ever's gonna be in comedy. That's gonna win comedy, and Top Gun Maverick's gonna be in drama, and that's gonna win drama. So unless Elvis wins or something, imagine if Elvis won.
No, they're not going to give it to Elvis, and I actually feel good about. I'm not feeling too good, but I feel kind of good predicting Everything Everywhere because there were these like critic circles, and then I think I saw like Everything Everywhere won 16 in like editing, and Top Gun won like 1, and Everything Everywhere won editing at Critics' Choice. So I do think that they'll get it here.
I personally just think that sound and editing win stat is like really strong, and I'm not gonna bet against it this year. So I'm gonna keep Top Gun. Uh, Elvis, I don't think Elvis is gonna win sound though. That's the
No,
thing. That's why I don't think it's gonna win editing. I mean, I don't think Elvis is really comparable to Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody won both sound categories and then also won editing. I don't think the same thing is gonna happen with this movie. Anyway, I think we're gonna move on to best cinematography. Okay, another big snub here. The nominees
yeah,
are All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. Glad I called that. Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. I just want to say this lineup, like compared to last year's cinematography lineup, it's a little bit lackluster.
yeah,
I mean Bardo, from what I've seen in the trailers, the cinematography looks good in that movie. Empire of Light, from what I've seen, the cinematography looks decent. Tar has pretty good cinematography, but I'm not sure if that'd be like a top 5 for me. Elvis, okay cinematography. The only nominee I'm like 100% happy with here is All Quiet.
mm,
Um, Avatar: The Way of Water, I think would have been a great nominee. That didn't get nominated. It wasn't going to, but that's still something interesting. Babylon, from what I've seen in the trailers, the cinematography looks incredible. That didn't get nominated. The Fabelmans has really good cinematography. That didn't get nominated. And then the big snub, which we'll talk about right now, Top Gun Maverick, which was literally winning every single cinematography award and might continue to win every single cinematography award. And it still didn't win and still didn't even get nominated here. And also I almost forgot No the Batman, that which is also a crime. How did the Batman not get nominated for this? And it did well in cinematography. ASC went 3 out of 5 here. I think
yeah.
that's the first time in a while that they went 3 out of 5. Your thoughts on the nominees here?
Okay, so I did really poorly in this category. Usually, well, this time I went 2 for 5. I predicted Top Gun Maverick, All Quiet, Batman, Empire of Light, and Avatar. Well, I just thought Avatar would somehow make it in somehow, but I guess it didn't. And yeah, ASC went like 3 for 5, which they usually go 4 for 5, but um Out of out of these, I'm not I'm pretty I feel pretty good about predicting All Quiet for a win.
Yeah, I think it's
Is
gonna be
what
All Quiet.
Yeah, what else is going to win?
I think the runner-up is Elvis. That it'd be the first female cinematographer to win, but I don't think Elvis is necessarily that strong.
Hmm. Okay, yes, juror. I know that. I know
Oh
that.
yeah, we're still going. Of course, we're still going. Uh, yeah, we did fine, I guess. Yeah, Batman not getting in is such a crime. I can't believe it. And that got like ASC and BSC, and it got BAFTA, like, and that still missed. Like I hate that. Anyway, I do feel pretty good that's gonna be All Quiet because like literally nothing else really has that great of a case to make. Runner up as like Elvis, and then nothing else really has a good shot at all. Next category, best visual effects. Nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, winner. The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick. Taking Black Panther out last minute. I thought it was gonna miss because it missed VES and it missed BAFTA, and the first movie won visual effects at BAFTA, and this one still missed. And so I was like, maybe it's a little bit weaker. So I decided to take it off for 13 Lives. Clearly that didn't pay off. They love Marvel. I'm not gonna doubt Marvel again. I mean, Marvel's obviously gonna get nominated next year because they have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out. That's just gonna get nominated by default.
Yeah, and the
So
Quantumania as well.
yeah, they have that as well. Anyway, I got 4 out of 5 here. I got all 3 of them got nominated, and then All Quiet made it in. So yeah, I actually like this lineup. I think it's a pretty good lineup overall. I mean,
Yeah,
13 Lives would
have
13 Lives would have been great. Oh, you go.
Sorry. Yeah, I also got 4 out of 5. I think we were all predicting Avatar, Top Gun, Batman, All Quiet, and 13 Lives, but then 13 Lives clearly didn't got snubbed for Black Panther instead.
13 Lives, they did build like the entire cave with CGI. I'm a little bit shocked that didn't get in. Anyway, I think it's pretty obvious what the winner is going to be. It's gonna be Avatar: The Way of Water, of course. I mean, Clayton Davis probably thinks it's still gonna be Top Gun, but like, it's not gonna be Top Gun. It's gonna be Avatar. What do you think is gonna win?
Obviously Avatar, and then responding to Jur's comment. Okay, Julia's actually at dance right now, so she's kind of, and she doesn't like to be on screen. She just likes to communicate by computer. Oh wait, sorry, I'm getting an ad.
Oh, Julie got all 5 of these. That's great. Tell her say good job. I mean, Clayton Davis had Top Gun Maverick winning this award, so like his predictions aren't always trustworthy. Top Gun Avatar is gonna win this one though. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered it. Also, Doctor Strange didn't make it in. So that's another interesting pick. VES VES got 3 of these. Doctor Strange though, it had a very big amount of visual effects, but it didn't get in anywhere, so I'm not surprised that it didn't get in here. Anyway, we're on to the big four now. Best actor. The nominees are Austin Butler, Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nighy for Living. You start with this category.
Okay, I will say that Paul Mescal was my second favorite surprise of the day behind Stephanie Hsu. I mean, Paul Mescal is incredible in After Sun. I don't believe you've seen it, but he was just great. And then I'm glad that he's getting more work. I mean, it's kind of amazing, kind of baffling to me how now he's an Emmy Award nominee and an Academy Award nominee. And yeah, this was a pretty easy top 5. I was thinking about Tom Cruise, but then he only got golden. Wait, no, he only got Critics' Choice.
Yeah, I predicted Tom Cruise out because I was just preparing for like the Paul Mescal snub, but it didn't happen. He still got in. I feel great job, Paul Mescal, for getting nominated. And I'm sorry for underestimating the hell out of you. I also have to apologize to John Williams for underestimating the hell out of him in Best Score. Jeremy Pope only got Golden Globe, but Paul Mescal got in here, so good job, Paul Mescal. So yeah, this category, I actually don't know who's gonna win. It could be anybody. It could be any top 3 at least. Because Brendan Fraser, I thought I thought he was gonna win this for sure. But The Whale didn't get Best Picture, and it missed Adapted Screenplay. And a Best Actor and a lead actor hasn't won Best Actor without their movie being in Best Picture since Jeff Bridges for Crazy Heart. Maybe the stat can break if Brendan Fraser still wins SAG, which I think is not impossible. But I guess it's still safer to go along with the stat. So I guess it would be, if we do go along with the stat, it is Austin Butler versus Colin Farrell, who have the best who are both not nominated for Best Picture nominees. I think I'm slightly leaning towards Austin Butler at this point because the performance is more baity and stuff, and I do think he has a good shot to win SAG. He already has the Golden Globe, so I think I'd lean towards him. But Colin Farrell has a good shot as well if he wins BAFTA. What do you think?
I gotta admit, I think this is the hardest category this year.
Yeah.
I do think that Brent Fraser is number 3 because The Whale didn't get nominated for Best Picture. I
Yeah.
mean, he could still win it, but I do think Austin Butler is saying SAG because they love their music biopic performances, and I do think that Colin Farrell will get BAFTA because, I mean, he's I think he's British or I think he's
He's
Irish.
Irish.
Yeah, and I do think Colin Farrell will win the Oscar.
Could happen. It happened with Anthony Hopkins, and it happened with Olivia Colman. BAFTA just going with what Oscars just going off of what BAFTA picked. I didn't see the movie Jaden Martell was in.
Mr. Harrigan's Phone.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. Yeah, Austin Butler. I think my personal choice is Colin Farrell. He was great in the Banshees. Austin Butler was phenomenal though in Elvis, so I wouldn't be mad at him winning at all. Is it time that we get to the biggest surprising the most surprising category? I think your least favorite snub is actually in this category.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. It might be my least favorite snub as well. So Best Actress, the nominees are Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fablemans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Ever All at Once. I think we should just say this our least favorite snub altogether because I think our pick is the same. Is it Daniel Deadwyler?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And you know what? I blame you, juror. I blame you, juror.
Yeah, this guy right over here predicted him to get snubbed. This guy right over here. Daniel Deadwyler. Yeah, her getting snubbed actually doesn't make any sense because she's phenomenal until Viola Davis missing. I can live without it. She's good in The Woman King, but not like amazing. And I always thought at the end of the day that Viola Davis was snubbable. I did predict her though because she got everything. And usually, if someone has everything, I just have to go with them. But it didn't happen. She got snubbed.
We all knew that Blanchett and Yeoh were locks, but we weren't entirely sure on everyone else. I thought that Deadwyler was pretty in, but I guess she wasn't. And then Ana de Armas, I was Golden Globe. I remember joking that she could get in, and then she did actually get in. And then SAG, she also got in, and at that point I was like, screw it, I'm just going to predict her for the BAFTA, and she made it in. And I was like, I guess I'll predict her for the Oscar, and she made it in. Andrea Riseborough, I was thinking she could get in, but I wasn't entirely sold. I felt like it was one of those moments where it was like Penelope Cruz and the anonymous ballots, and everyone predicting voting for her to win, but then actually goes to Chastain. I thought it was one of those moments, but she got nominated.
Blonde, I heard was awful. I unfortunately have to watch it now because Ana de Armas was nominated, and now I'm curious to see if it's actually good or not. And I'm curious to see if her performance is good. I hear she is good in the movie, but I heard the movie's just disgusting and awful. Yeah, I think Deadwyler missed because of MGM. MGM sucks at campaign. Literally, as I mentioned earlier, they only got 2 nominees, and both of them were for women talking. So, but Ana de Armas, I kind of expected it. Andrea Riseborough, though, can I just say that this literally changes campaigning forever? Because he got in because all of these celebrities were talking about how amazing she was on social media, and it actually paid off. And she got nominated. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of 2 black actresses, which sucks, especially for her not getting in over Daniel Deadwyler. But I heard Andrea Riseborough is good in the movie, so I'm not entirely mad at that. I haven't seen To Leslie though. I might have to watch it, but I literally don't even know if it's available anywhere. I am glad I called that Michelle Williams is gonna still get nominated. Everyone was just taking
Yeah,
her
me
off
too.
of their lineups, and I was like, no, they're gonna redeem her just like they did with Kristen Stewart and Antonio Banderas, Amanda Seyfried, and Willem Dafoe. And there we go, I was right, and almost most people were right as well.
I was like, people are taking off Michelle Williams. I mean, she only got like Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, but then Kristen Stewart did the same thing. And last year, I actually stuck with Kristen Stewart in the 5 spot, and it actually paid off. So I was like, I'm keeping her in.
Andrea Riseborough was amazing in that movie. I'll take your word for it. I'm assuming if your personal, I would assume I'm assuming you probably would have taken Ana de Armas to fit in Daniel Deadweiler. That's what I'm assuming. Anyway, who's winning? I actually have no idea. I think it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning slightly towards Cate Blanchett at the moment. She has Globe and Critics' Choice. I think Michelle Yeoh is gonna get SAG though, and she already has Golden Globe for comedy. I think, but then I think Cate Blanchett's gonna get BAFTA, and then she's probably gonna get Oscar. I think it comes down to BAFTA though, because BAFTA they're great at predicting the category. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's Cate Blanchett because we underestimated Tar. Tar got cinematography and editing, and we didn't expect that.
Nina Hoss
And
didn't fit in though.
oh yeah, she didn't. Well, well, Tar has to walk away with something. It's not getting cinematography. It's not getting editing. It's not getting screenplay or director. So I feel like Cate Blanchett has to take it.
Yeah, we underestimated everything ever. I think I kind of overestimated All Quiet because All Quiet got 2 snubs from what I was predicting for. Yeah, I literally got those 3 nominations. Yeah, I think I am too young for Blonde. Blonde's NC-17. However, usually when stuff gets nominated, I'm curious to see if it's actually like worthy or not. So I might have to watch Blonde. I might have to watch it, even if I do not want to. Anyway, I think we pretty much covered everything for Best Actress. Also, Margot Robbie didn't get in. I didn't think that was 100% impossible that she could get redeemed, but she didn't get redeemed. Yeah. Babylon, as a whole, just got 3 nominations. So yeah, I heard Margot Robbie's really good in Babylon though. So
oh yeah, she is. She kills it.
I think let's move on to Best Director. The nominees are Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Ever All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. So yeah, I think the big snub here was no Edward Berger. He didn't get in. I think this is a really bad comparison, but it kind of reminds me about what happened to Dune. Dune got like all these tech nominations, got a screenplay nomination, got a picture nomination, and then still missed director. Kind of reminds me of what happened to Dune.
No, I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too, and then I remember someone in the hub like mentioned that this is the original screenplay 5, except no Tony Kushner.
Usually with R-rated movies, I probably just watch them online. Sometimes I'll watch them in the theater if they're not too like graphic, but sometimes I'll just watch it online or wait for it to go on streaming. Triangle of Sadness. Yeah, I need to watch Triangle of Sadness. I think it's on VOD, so I can watch it now. Oh yeah. Oh, Jerry actually agrees with my comparison. Mm-hmm. He actually agrees. Steven Spielberg. I think he's number 2 right now.
Yeah.
I think we both know who's number 1, right? The Daniels. Everything ever. Unless Martin McDonagh wins BAFTA and Spielberg gets DGA, but I don't think that'll happen. I think Everything Ever is really strong, and I think they'll win DGA, and I think they might win BAFTA as well. BAFTA can maybe go with Edward Berger, but he wasn't nominated, so by juror. But he wasn't nominated for the Oscar, so I do think it'll be McDonagh or Daniels. I'm leaning towards Daniels, actually.
Yeah, me too.
And even if Daniels lose those 2, it kind of reminds me of like a Bong Joon-ho situation. Bong Joon-ho won Critics' Choice, and Sam Mendes won everywhere else, and we thought Sam Mendes was going to win the Oscar, but Parasite was super strong, and they still gave it to Bong Joon-ho. I actually think that's a decent comparison. I do think Daniels are looking the strongest, though, so I do think they're going to win.
Picture time?
I would love Banshees to win Best Picture, but we're going to get to that when we get to that. And then Triangle, also, fun fact, this was the exact same 5 as original screenplay. I'm not sure if you noticed that right away, but it's the exact 5.
Except for no Tony Kushner. No Tony Kushner.
Yeah, except Tony Kushner's not there. Anyway, and also I actually have both categories having the same winner as well. So that's an interesting pick. Now it's time for the big one. The big one, Best Picture. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Ever All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. What do you think about this lineup?
Well, I got 8 out of 10, and honestly, I should have seen Triangle coming because last year I should have learned from my mistake from last year when I didn't predict Drive My Car for Best Picture and it got in. And Women Talking, I'm surprised because it got in with the only other nomination being a screenplay nomination, and I was thinking that Glass Onion could have it could have been nominated for like this package, albeit I gave like Glass Onion a like 3% chance of getting nominated for Best Picture, but I did think that Glass Onion had a better shot at getting this package than Women Talking, and Women Talking surprisingly got in despite the fact that no Ben Whishaw, no Claire Foy, no Jessie Buckley, no score,
no director either.
No director either.
About this comment, I don't think this is impossible, but I don't think it'll happen. Top Gun winning PGA and then going on to win the Oscar, I don't think it's impossible, but I don't really think it's going to happen. I'd love to see it, maybe not over Banshees, but I think it'd be a great win. I actually don't, out of the ones I've seen, I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness or Women Talking, but out of the 8 I've seen, I actually like all of them, so I wouldn't be upset with any of them winning. Anyway, yeah, Babylon. I just thought Babylon was gonna be Nightmare Alley, and it didn't end up being Nightmare Alley. Just got the 3 nominations that we predicted it for. And The Whale was basically like being the Ricardos. It got just acting, and it just got acting nominations, and then got a makeup nomination on top of that. Women Talking. Yeah, Women Talking kind of is like a serious man a little bit. Women Talking. I thought Women Talking was dead. After BAFTA said completely shut it out after the guilds basically said no to it. It only got SAG Ensemble and that's it. And everyone else kind of shunned it. Golden Globe shunned it. Critics' Choice nominated it quite a bit, but that was it really. And then once the score snub happened, I was like, Women Talking is getting no nominations. Then it got a screenplay nomination, which I predicted. And I was like, maybe this still wins adapted screenplay, but I'm not sure if it's gonna get Best Picture. But then it just shows up in Best Picture, and now I'm like, this is definitely gonna win Best Adapted Screenplay now, I guess. Women Talking pulled a Licorice. Wait, no, Triangle of Sadness did. Triangle of Sadness got the same nominations that Licorice Pizza got.
Oh yeah, it did.
My personal picture top 10. Actually, before we go over the winners, let me go over what my 10 would look like. I'm not gonna go over them in alphabetical order. I'm just gonna go over my top 10 in the random order. So my 10 in the order of how much I like them. It would be The Banshees of Inisherin, Top Gun Maverick, Batman, The Fabelmans, RRR, All Quiet on the Western Front, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Barbarian, and then Glass Onion. That'd be my top 10. Babylon would probably join that once I see it. Probably. And maybe Triangle of Sadness or Women Talking. I don't know though. I think Everything Ever will be the second A24 movie to win Best Picture. I mean, it got 11 nominations, so it's clearly strong. Most nominations doesn't always mean you win Best Picture. Last year was a great example of that, with Power Dog getting 12 nominations and overperforming and still lost. Roma overperformed, got 10 nominations. That still lost. However, I just
1917.
think that this one has a lot of passion, and I just think Everything Ever is gonna win. What do you think?
I also am predicting Everything Everywhere to win. I can see Banshees, I guess maybe winning,
Yeah, it's
but then
probably runner
there
up.
is that stat where what is it a director's film that has never been nominated for Best Picture, winning Best Picture. Is that stat is really strong or something.
Excuse me. I didn't really know that stat really existed, but now I know that the stat existed. Yeah, Everything Ever has highest chance of winning. I guess Banshees is number 2, and then The Fabelmans is number 3. I think Tar's actually number 4 because Tar got editing, it got director, it got screenplay. Tar pretty much got everything that you need to win Best Picture. Although also Power of the Dog had everything that you need to win Best Picture, and Coda didn't have editing or director, and Coda still prevailed. Maybe Everything Ever I still think will win Best Picture though. Yeah, I do think Elvis is the weakest one out of these, but I still think it's a good movie. I still liked it. Yeah, Moonage Daydream, great movie. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about these nominations?
About these nominations. No, I don't think so. I think you brought up all the same points that I was thinking of.
All right. I do think Everything Ever is gonna win PGA. And then I think Banshees might win BAFTA. But usually, if a movie wins BAFTA and it doesn't sweep, usually doesn't go on to win the Oscar. Usually, if it does sweep, it just wins. I mean, La La Land swept, that lost, but like usually most of the times when you sweep, you win Best Picture. Nomadland. It happened with Nomadland. It happened with 12 Years a Slave. So yeah. So I just want to bring that up. Anyway, that is it for our live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for joining this live stream.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a really great time, and I hope we can do something like this in the future.
If this happened, I still think I predict Everything Ever to win BAFTA, to win the Oscar, because SAG Ensemble is really strong. SAG Ensemble, they went with Coda, they went with Parasite. I think I'd still predict Everything Ever to win if that was the case. Oh yeah, they went with Don't Look Up, and they didn't go for Babylon. Come on, man. Don't Look Up was actual garbage. Bye. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Every day.